let's start with asking questions on good side. Sarp,
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you, so how you spend your days, holidays?
Like the last 3 days, I've been inside playing games with my friends and done nothing else, so I got that going for me.
Did you make phone calls, like celebrate?
Yeah, I called my grandma.
Good. Very
Yeah.
nice. So, as I remember, you live in Kuşadası, right? In Aydın.
No, I'll leave this Friday.
You've left?
Not yet. I was going to. I asked my dad, and he said that there was a misunderstanding, and he said that. Hold on, I get a call at my door.
All right, do it.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, and he told me that we'd leave this Friday, and yeah,
Good.
that's that.
So you stayed home, of course, as we all were under curfew. We had to actually stay home. All right. Did you enjoy?
Yeah, I did. I mean, there was no school, so I woke up at like 2 p.m.
Wow. Very nice.
Thanks.
Even on the first day,
Yeah.
you know. Good.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Melis, how about you? Can you switch to English that you mentioned in Turkish? Melis?
Evet hocam. Tekrar söyleyebilir misiniz hocam?
So I actually I've asked this question to you in Turkish. So how you spent your holiday? It's 4 days.
I woke up early and doing yoga every day.
Do you do yoga every day?
Yes.
Wow, it's good. So did you get courses, yoga courses?
Yes, school courses.
Wow, very nice. And except for yoga,
Yep.
you congratulate your
Yes.
relatives, called, you had phone calls, and that's all, right?
Yes.
Did you eat much thing, like dessert, like other foods? Did you eat much, Melis?
No, teacher.
So you're on diet?
Yes. Yeah, no, but I can't eat too much.
Actually, it's not a good question to the person who does yoga, right?
Yes.
They just try to keep fit always. They just
Yes.
avoid eating much things.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Ebru, how about you? Did you eat much?
Teacher, can you ask again?
Did you eat much? I mean,
Yes.
food, dessert, everything
Yes.
you consumed, right?
Yes, I am.
Like I am the beast that feeds the feast. Yeah. Okay. May God bless you.
Thank you.
And today do you remember that we started this heavy topic, which is about the man snooker player John Higgins, and I forgot to put introduction, and I did it right now. And let's start with the bad news, and to deliver them to people in different positions. So how to deliver bad news to people if we are a student and the result, and if you're an employee and the result, and doctor consequence. We see here I'm player and lost in the game. Okay, let's discuss these cases. All right, the very first Ufuk.
Hello, teacher.
So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you. What's the bad news that you've ever had?
I can't think of it. Like,
All right.
probably that my grandmother got Alzheimer's, I think, or something similar to that. Like, it was a kind of brain damage thing.
Wow, very sad. So she had skull fracture, right?
I know, like, she didn't fall or anything. It just happened because of old age.
Ah, got it. So an inflammation happens in the brain. The blood is bleeding, right?
Yes.
Outside. That's why. Got it. So it's bad news, of course. And let's see here. These are common cases. And you are a student, Ufuk, and you got low scores. How would you deliver this news to your parents?
I just say it.
You just say it. Okay, we should say, we should inform the result,
Yes.
of course. But in the right time, in the right place.
Yes.
For example, your father is exhausted. He had a terrible day outside. And he enters the house and you inform it. Can you imagine the consequence? Yeah, it's not good. So how can we deliver the result?
I would wait for the other day or something.
Possible. How about maybe you can let him or her rest for a while.
Yes.
Let him or her have a dinner and enjoy the dessert and watching soap opera or other fun programs. You can inform it, dad or mom. So I'd like to say something. Okay, say it please. And you inform I got low scores. Actually you don't get it, but it's just functional. And maybe you can start the bad news with good messages. Like what? I strived a lot. I put much effort, but I couldn't get the score that I targeted. Maybe with positive messages. Designing the positive messages around the bad news. Possible? Do you agree? Ufuk?
What?
Am I right?
What's the question again?
It's not a question, just explanation. How to deliver bad news.
Yes, this is how you deliver it. Like, you would wait for them to be in a good mood.
Good, thank you. And second, employee and we're fired. So if we are an employee and we got fired. For this, watch. Can you hear me well? Watch.
Yes, teacher.
First of all, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, teacher?
Thank you. I feel good. This is one of the greatest days that my kids can go out after the class. I'll take them to the park. Anyway, so how can you deliver bad news to people if you're an employee and you got fired? Do you inform it to all people? Do you release it in public?
Only if the person is important to me. Because if I were fired and there was someone that just had to know, because maybe it's a relative or I live with them, they would have to know. But if not, I don't have to tell anyone I was fired.
Just to relate to people.
If it's not completely necessary, then I don't see any reason.
For example, you've started a family. You're married. And how can you deliver it to your wife?
I just go up and say, hey, I got fired.
Yeah, very nice. And so is the good way to deliver it, or?
No, there's no good way to deliver bad news.
Yeah. Maybe you can relieve her. Like what? So I've applied to other positions and I got phone calls, and I hope I'll get phone calls soon like this, right?
Yeah.
And I get my compensation, like money, because you got fired and they have to pay you money.
Yeah.
For months that you're in service. Thank you very much. We got very good explanation from you. And the next doctor, Ahmet. When I say the word doctor, you come to my mind. Ahmet.
Hocam, arkada tadilatlar da biraz fazla ses gelebilir.
No problem.
Matkap sesi falan geliyor.
Metal clanging. No problem. Things happen. It's life.
Yes.
And how can you deliver bad news if you're a doctor and unfortunately you couldn't save the patient's life?
Before I say I have a bad news, after I say, so they can be ready for the need.
But Ahmet, be careful. If you're a doctor and if you have an announcement in bad way, so they easily can get it that they lost the patient.
Yes, doctors are. They said before, so that's not hard for them, I think.
You know, I was a translator 10 years ago, and I was a translator of a man who had brain damage. Actually, was a translator his wife, and doctor told gave the information in very bad way. So so his brain was leaking outside like this, and I had to translate it. So how can you translate? The brain is leaking through ear canal. Oh my god! So doctors know how to deliver bad news. For example, I think if you're a doctor, you should the first say, "Have a seat, please," because they were standing, they are stressed, they are standing and in front of the operating theater, and you just say, "Have a seat, please," and I've got something to inform. And after letting them sit, you start telling about the operation, how much effort you made, and other things. And as a result, we couldn't save the patient's life because he was damaged severely or badly. Does it work, Ahmet?
Yes, I think work.
Mm-hmm. So the very first thing is to let them sit, because when they are standing, you can make them faint. And another issue happens later. And thank you very much for speaking, Ahmet. And let's see fourth, player and loss game. Let's choose Simay.
Yes, teacher.
How are you?
Fine,
Is
you?
everything all right?
All right.
Did you have an amazing holiday?
What?
Amazing holiday you had?
No, teacher.
No? What happened? If not
I'm so bored.
uh, emotionally
Yes.
good. Okay. I think you're as strong as your mother, right? And father.
I don't understand.
You are as strong as your parents.
Ne hocam, anlayamadım.
You are as strong as your parents. Ailen kadar güçlüsün.
Yani biraz öyle işte.
Evet. Iron. We should be, a bit rational and just think of the future. Anyway, Simay,
Evet hocam.
you are a player and you lost the game. And how can you deliver? How can you say it to your
Evet,
parents,
bu
to your
sefer olmadı.
friends?
Bir dahakine kazanırız yani. Ne olacak ki?
İşte bu ya. So we say it as Turkish logic, right? We may win next time. Yeah, it's a good way. But how can you inform it? How can you start the conversation?
Yani işte hocam ne olacak? Bir şey olmaz.
Okay, dear my friend, we lost the game. Okay, thank you. Got it. Or starting with efforts that you had made so far, right? For example, imagine it was a tournament and you won first match, second, third, but fourth was lost. Fourth game was lost, and you say that we could win, but unfortunately, I regret to say that we lost the game. But we will try, we will study or train harder to win it. Right? Good. And these were positions, common positions. Everyone can have this kind of results, like getting low scores, being fired, being unable to save people's lives. It can not only can be a doctor, a police, or gendarmerie or others, soldier, and player losing the game. All right, and let's see. As we've read, do you remember? We read it last week, this part, and we stayed here. And let's work on it. Let's remember the case here. As you remember, journalists are responsible for reporting the facts. The happened things should be reported by journalists. Without what? Without bias or prejudice. Sıla,
Yes, teacher.
how are you?
I'm fine, teacher. You?
Thank you. I feel good. Do you remember bias and prejudice? Do you remember the meaning of this?
No, teacher. I forgot.
Yeah, these are ön yargı.
Ne hocam?
Ön yargı.
Ön yargı.
Peki şöyle diyorlar yani bir gazetecinin haberi nasıl sunması gerekiyor?
Objektif mi?
Evet, aynen objektif. Objektif ne demek?
Ne demek? Bilmiyorum.
Object.
Yani sadece kendi düşünceleriyle değil, genel
Yok öyle değil. İngilizcesini sormadınız mı hocam?
Yok, Türkçesini sordum.
He aynen. İki taraftan da bakması gerekiyor. Yani taraf
Objektif ne demek acaba, hani ne manaya geliyor?
herkesin gözünden olaya bakarak sonucu
Yani
çıkarmak.
nesnel diyebilir miyiz, nesnel?
Evet.
Kesinlikle nesnel. Diğeri ne oluyordu?
Öznel.
Kesinlikle öznel. Yani with bias dersek, prejudice ne oluyor? Bu öznel oluyor. Yani kişinin kendi görüşlerinin katıldığı bir haber. Haber değildir bir gazetecinin çıkardığı haber. Her zaman objektif, yani nesnel olması gerekiyor. Yani ön yargıdan uzak olması gerekiyor. Ve ne kullanılması gerekiyor? Ethical means. Burada means'i hatırlayan var mı? Demek istemek
o
efendim,
şekilde etik yollarla.
kesinlikle etik yollarla. Yol manasına geliyor. Via. Via ethics. Peki sting operation hatırlayan var mı? Sarp. Sting.
Evet.
Şarkıcı Sting var bir de, değil mi? İngiliz şarkıcı. Çok sevdim. Sting operation. These operations are carried out by police, but police is undercover.
Hocam o operasyon değil mi? Ya
Ne operasyonu?
polisler hani suçluyu yakalıyor ya.
Evet. Baskın. Daha doğrusu tam manasıyla ne oluyor bu? Suçüstü.
Gizli operasyon gibi bir şey mi?
Suçüstü. Burada polis de bazen suçlu gibi gözükebiliyor. Undercover diyoruz ya buna. Yani miş gibi yapıyor polis. Bunu genelde Meksika kartellerine yaparlar. Polis kılığa girer, sonra suçüstü yaparlar.
Ha, buradaki mesela serbest polisler gibi.
Hı hı. Sivil polis
Sivil
suç
serbest
kılığına giriyor. Daha sonra mal alışverişi yaparken diğer polisler, yani asıl rozetli olanlar devreye giriyor ve zaten polisin polis olduğu belli, suçlular yakalanmış oluyor. Burada nasıl bir suçüstü var? Çelişkili, controversial, çelişkili yollar. Buradaki suçüstü gazeteciler tarafından yapılıyor. Peki şu anki, yani buradaki suçüstü ne? Neyimiz vardı burada? We have John Higgins here, snooker player, bilardo oyuncusu. And they just called him to meet in a hotel room to offer money and losing matches in return. Yani John Higgins burada para karşılığı oyunlardan ne yapacak? Çıkacak, daha doğrusu. Kaybedecek bilerek. Bilerek. On purpose. Ve bu nerede gerçekleşiyor? Bir otel odasında. Ve gizlice ne yapılmış? Ayarlanmış. Was arranged ve filme alınmış. Ardından ne oluyor? Higgins agreed to do it but said later that he had only done so because he thought the two men were criminals. It's a funny excuse. Çok ilginç bir savunma. And he had been scared. You know, people call you and you meet with them and you just explain that I was scared. I thought that they were criminals. It's really funny. And Higgins admit. Ebru.
Yes, teacher.
İki farklı fiilimiz var burada. Admit and deny. Burada tabii değişmiş.
Admit şeydi hocam. Ya tam hatırlayamadım da unuttum şimdi.
Şu ikisi birbirinin zıttı. Admit and deny.
Admit that meeting.
Say
Kabul etmek mi gibi bir şey.
kesinlikle kabul etmek.
Heh, tamam.
Bir de buradaki kabullenme, hani confess, itiraf vari bir kabullenme.
İtiraf, aha.
You admit, I admit it. Kabulleniyor.
Kabul etmek mi?
Evet.
Ha, anladım.
Burada ise deny tersi
Reddetmek yani.
refuse,
Refuse.
reject. He admitted That the
Me-
man was foolish. Was foolish.
Foolish.
Kişilerle buluşmak aptalcaydı. Aptalca bir hareketti. Bunu kabulleniyor, yani bir nevi itiraf. Yani bu kabullenme polise karşı yapılırsa bu ne oluyor? Bir itiraf olmuş oluyor. Confess oluyor. Ama neyi reddetmiş? Denied having done anything wrong. Yanlış bir şey yaptığını reddediyor burada.
Evet.
Yanlış bir şey var mı burada? Ya da doğru olan bir şey var mı?
Yo, şimdi ne anlamda soruyorsunuz ki hocam? Doğru mu ya?
Şuradaki hadisede snooker player took money and he promised to lose matches in return.
Ya
Para
burada aslında
karşılığında
hani
oyunları kaybetme durumu var.
kabullendiği için aslında bir bakıma doğru denilebilir.
Kabullenmesi doğru ama parayı alması yanlış yani.
Evet. Aynen. En azından dürüst.
Evet. Etkin pişmanlık. Ama geneline baktığımız zaman şu hadisenin
Yani haksız evet ama hani e, yani itiraf etme konusunda haksız değil.
daha büyük bir resimden bakarsak, büyük
Hı hı.
resme bakarsak, yani Higgins'in parayı alması değil, bu olayın tezgahlanması, yani sting operations were carried out.
Evet. Hocam sesim geliyor mu?
Evet.
Tamam.
Suçüstü operasyonları polis tarafından yapılır. Onun dışında hiç kimse bunu yapamaz, değil mi? Yani gazetecilerin suçüstü operasyonuna kalkışması doğru bir davranış mı sence? Is it legal to carry sting operations out by journalists?
Hayır, no.
Yeah, absolutely no.
It's not
I
true.
don't. Yeah, I don't support. And we see another, but we see another sentence here. Whereas sting operations might be legal, olsa da, legal olsa da, yani kanuni olsa da, yani suçüstü operasyonları kanuni mi? Polis dışında yapılan suçüstü operasyonları. Eğer bir suç
Ben
var,
değil.
suç kelimesinin geçtiği her yerde polisin bilgisinin olması gerekir bence. Ortada bir kötü bir eylem varsa ve gazeteciler bunu biliyorsa polisle paylaşmaları gerekirdi. Her neyse. Buradaki başka bir suçu görüyoruz. O da ne? Phone hacking is a illegal attempt. Phone hack. And Mustafa, Nazmiye, can you hear me? Murathan.
Yes, teacher.
So how do people hack others' smartphones?
Oh,
For example,
actually don't know.
I watched the news yesterday on TV. A man got message and clicked on it and just lost 10,000 liras. They just entered his bank account and got transacted the money to their accounts, to other accounts.
Hmm.
So how do they do it? They just send you a link and you click. And we click, yeah, to get more money.
Like ads. Some ads tell us to sign up to a site, but when we sign in, they got our information and maybe use it somewhere else.
Absolutely, you're right. And it's illegal, right?
Yeah, it is.
And we see here some private detectives, and they hacked into hundreds of voice messages of people. And, it's a tough stone here. British royal family. Oh my God. How could they dare it? Oh my God. and like children of beast. And the information they got was used in newspaper stories about members of royal family. Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's like invasion of privacy of people, right? Invade, işgal etmek. Aynı zamanda ne diyebiliriz? Özel hayatına ne yapmak?
Sabote etmek.
Sabote etmek şeklinde söyleyebiliriz. Kesinlikle. Sonradan ne yapıyorlar? They apologize for causing. Neden dolayı özür diliyorlar? For causing his victims distress. Değişik bir özür. Yol açmak. Because da oradan gelir zaten. Sonuç. Sonuç neymiş burada? His victims distress. Üzüntü, tasa, keder. Bunun sonrasında hakim ne yapıyor? Judge ne hüküm veriyor? Judge sentenced him to 4 months in prison. They just hacked hundreds of voice messages, released them on newspaper and got 4 months in prison. It's too short of time, I think. They deserved more. And the judge explained that newspaper editors had to obey the law as well. Those who hack and who release them on other sites or on newspaper have the same crime, I think. And he warned, the judge warned other journalists not to make the same mistake. And we see here other like Sienna Miller and Jude Law. They were subjected to illegal phone hacking by reporters. Buradaki be subjected nasıl açıklanabilir? Teoman.
Evet hocam.
Sienna Miller have been subjected to illegal phone hacking by journalists diyor ya. Şurada be subjected. Şuradaki kalıbı nasıl açıklarız? Yani nasıl bir cümleye nasıl bir anlam katıyor?
Hocam sesiniz gelmiyor.
Şu an geliyor mu sesim?
Hocam.
Efendim?
Hocam duyuyor musunuz?
Duyuyorum.
Hocam sesiniz çok cızırtılı geliyor da ben hiçbir şey anlamıyorum.
Şurada sesim cızırtılı mı geliyor genelde?
Yok hocam gayet net geliyor sesiniz.
Şimdi Sienna Miller and Jude Law have been subjected to illegal phone hacking by journalists. Be subject. Buna biz maruz kalmak diyebilir miyiz?
Diyebiliriz hocam.
Kesinlikle maruz kalmak. Yani o işin ne oluyorsun? Nesnesi oluyorsun sen. Pasifize
Evet.
olmuş oluyorsun. Birisi senin telefonuna girerek sen oradan o saldırıya maruz kalıyorsun bu şekilde. Evet. Ve diğer taraftan da Amy Winehouse. Rest in peace. Toprağı buluyor. Ne zaman vefat etti? Hatırlayan var mı Amy Winehouse?
27 yaşında.
2011. 2011. 2011'di. Öyle hatırlıyorum. And she was followed by photographers, paparazzi. And she said that my safety is in danger. So my life is in danger. And she complained. And we see here compromise. Tehlikeye atmak. Put into danger. Put at risk. Her life was compromised because of so much attention from newspapers and magazines. And as a result, the judge criticized the journalists for behaving so badly And he ordered the photographers stay away from her home, saying that they couldn't come within 100 meters of Winehouse's new home. So they just had to stay far. And many other celebrities have needed to obtain similar court orders to protect themselves and their families. You know, being a celebrity is a kind of disaster. You're at the center of attraction, attention, and impression. Burada kalalım. Zaman ne çabuk geçti. Kendinize iyi bakın.
Gençler bir saniye çıkmayın.
Siz de hocam.
Evet. Önümüzdeki hafta görüşürüz.
Siz de hocam görüşürüz.
Hepinizi seviyorum. Öpüyorum.